We're live. Nice. We're live. Sunday night. Here we are. I'm glad we went back to that intro. It really gets going.
That was an awesome intro. Holy crap.
It's very Boston. Yeah, we love it.
It is.
Oh, so here we are live. So I had a pretty crazy weekend. I had like my first kid-free weekend in probably like 4 years. Because my family went down to Virginia and I had to stay with the dogs. So we went on a top secret mission yesterday, which took actually the better part of the whole day. It was pretty crazy. And I mean, we'll have a video coming out about that probably tomorrow, maybe after the show tonight. It depends how quickly we get everything together. But yeah, it was pretty it was pretty eventful. So I'm feeling pretty tired today. But with me, I have Pat, as always, our content curator. How are you, Pat?
Hello, good. How are you?
Good. Pat's worked on getting us up some great video clips this evening. We have the one, the only, the controversial El Sancho.
Nice to be back. How are you?
Good. I like to call you controversial.
I've been called worse, so thank
This
you.
is true. That's why you're controversial. And Matt the Man, our resident law enforcement and certified cutie.
Oh, okay. I don't know about that one. But...
I just did that to embarrass you. All right. So, Pat, what do we have today?
Let's get it up here. I believe our first clip is Otto the Watchdog. Terrorizes poorest town in Texas.
Yes. So, and I got the information from Schrodinger's cat. So I just want to give him a shout out. He hooked me up with some documents that he had procured. So that was nice of him. And we do have a records request in on Otto right now. I have not gotten it back because COVID-19 is currently ravaging the state of Texas. So that has really messed up some of our records requests. But we can talk about what we have today because this is pretty disturbing footage. And this is old. I know that... Who told me this? My good friend in Discord, my Nizzle, had hooked me up with some more clips and did explain that these are old. They seem to be re-edits. We haven't actually talked about Otto the Watchdog before, have we?
No, not that I recall.
Okay, yeah. He's a pretty grade A piece of shiesty shit, honestly. He's not a great guy. So he has quite the extensive record, most of them violent charges, domestic battery, child endangerment, that sort of thing. So yeah, he went to this town in Texas, which apparently is the poorest town in Texas, and he wrecked some havoc. So that wasn't cool. So I guess we'll watch the video and then we can talk about it.
Knowles is a private citizen who travels around the country engaging in activities that include confronting law enforcement officers and government employees, berating them with verbal attacks, refusing to identify himself, and oftentimes refusing to obey lawful orders, videotaping his encounters before uploading them on social media platforms. His mission appears to be spreading discord and chaos through his YouTube channel that attracts followers who make contributions to support his efforts. He posts these agency and city phone numbers and encourages his followers to call Flood. Winston Knowles identifies as a First Amendment auditor. That description is in keeping with what you are about to see.
I'm here in Hot Cove, Texas. It's Hunt County, and it's known as the poorest state or the poorest city in Texas. I was donated a truckload of food from Victory Baptist Church.
I wonder if that church condones his signs and tactics.
The police chief of the city told me that I would have to have a permit. But the system is not going to fuck itself. So I'm here to do it for them. And if I can, give some food away to people who need it, that'd be awesome too.
He just told us right here that his goal isn't to give away food. That's just an excuse to spread hate in a small town that has few resources to fight back against Otto and his mob.
And what are you doing here?
I was called with a complaint by a citizen that called the chief of police, and the chief of police referred me come here.
Okay, well, I told the
When we
chief
get a
of police.
complaint, we have to act on it.
Yeah, I
What does
yelled
that
at you.
sign have to do with giving away food?
Absolutely nothing.
When we get complaints from citizens about you and that your sign and your actions are causing a disturbance, that legally constitutes disturbing the peace.
Looks pretty peaceful to me, man.
We get phone calls. People come by. They're not going to stay here and confront you because they don't know what kind of idiot you are.
A citation for giving food away. I just got a ticket. I just got a ticket for giving food away.
So after he got cited and went to court, he decided to actually get a permit. But as you'll see, he has a problem with honesty.
Why did you put
Yeah.
charitable distribution activity?
Because, well, it's not, honestly, it's not even really a charity. I'm just,
Well, that's what I'm saying. So you're lying on the application because you.
well, I don't.
Okay, wait.
Okay.
You told the judge yesterday that what you were doing was not charitable activity. And if it's not charitable activity, then why did you circle charitable activity?
Well, I guess that just depends on definitions. Giving food away is charitable, but
But
it's not necessarily a charitable
I'm
activity.
not going to argue the point.
I'm not trying to
because,
argue a point.
You know,
I just don't want to get in trouble and get another ticket.
but you're lying on an application.
Well, okay, well, let me scratch out that word then. It is a charitable activity, isn't it? Right? I'm giving the food away.
Yeah, but you're saying you told the judge yesterday it was not a charitable activity.
Well, the
So
district,
which is it?
it's both and also neither.
It's political, social, religious, and charitable activity.
Yes.
Okay, so do you need another application? Because you told the judge yesterday in
Yeah.
court that you were not
Was
doing a charitable
I?
activity.
Did I? Was it recorded?
Mr. Knowles.
Yes.
Hi, Judge Kuchino.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
I'm great.
Okay. Point of fact. You stood there in court, said it's not a charity.
Okay. I'm not a charity. I'm just a dude.
We're not going to try to do some. Please
I don't-
stop with the attitude.
I
There
don't
is
want
no
to get.
attitude
I don't
here
want to get.
going
I'm
on.
just trying not to get in
Okay,
trouble, man.
well, change the application to political or however you want. It's not charity. I know you're using it as a tool to get people to come listen to your word, whatever that word is. It wasn't my point in court to figure out what you're trying to get across to the people.
Okay.
Fill it out correctly. Do not put charity because it is not charity.
I guess Otto didn't like getting his wrist slapped, so he did what any good citizen does, and he escalated his harassment, going so far as to try to interrupt a after-hours staff meeting at City Hall.
I wonder what they're doing in there behind locked doors. After hours. Let me see if they'll let me in. Well, there's definitely people in there. I wonder why the door's locked.
Oh my
Because
God.
it's after hours, you idiot.
I'm trying knocking on this door again. Maybe they'll let me in.
Would you call that harassment? You could maybe make a case that it's not, but I've been presented with voicemails that were left on the City Hall's phone service by Otto and his followers. I could never begin to play them all because there's more than I can count, but here's some of them.
This is
They're
terrible.
not for the faint of heart.
You fucking bitch. Yeah, hey, I just was trying to figure out who this blonde cunt is that thinks you need a fucking permit to take a picture or whatever. What does Gash think that she has power over everybody simply because she bleaches her fucking hair? God damn. You guys are backwards. I mean, inbred in Texas are backwards, but you guys are really backwards. And you're just praying for a fucking lawsuit. This cunt has definitely gone way over the line, and somebody needs to set her fucking straight before you get a huge lawsuit and lose whatever Hawk City office has to offer. Fucking Gash, man. You guys are fucking backwards assholes. And if you want to call me back, fucking do so. If you're any kind of police, you have my number. Hi, I want to come there and feed the poor people, but I'm afraid that I would like the chief of police to call me, so in that way I know if I come there I won't be arrested or my rights violated. back, I would highly appreciate it because we want to give free food away according to the religion, according to our basic human rights. Thank you. Yeah, I was calling to find out if y'all tried to illegalize the feeding of the poor, the feeding of the hungry. I'm seeing reports and rumors that that's what's happening, that y'all are willing to escalate a situation where someone's feeding the poor and escalate that into a violent situation, a moral and peaceful situation that y'all change and escalate into a immoral and violent situation. This is just the beginning of my investigation. Ultimately, I like to get to the core and the essence of the evil in the organization. We generally find that near the top, find it some kind of trickle down principle, philosophy that instills evil throughout the department and tries to spread itself throughout the community and grow. And we try to put an end to that fucking evil. I'll have to call back. I'm calling during the normal hours, but apparently what you say are your normal hours you aren't available at. So I'll call right back just in case it was one of them fluke-a-dookers. And then I'll call back again and again and again in case it wasn't one of those fluke-a-dookers, but instead it's just lazy, fucking living off the taxpayer, piece of shit government workers. But yeah, I'll be calling back. Yeah, I heard that you opened on Friday. It's 2:17 on Friday. I got voicemail again now for the second time. Not sure if you're just super busy, or if you're just lazy, trying to get a hold of some bigger people. See if we can't put the evil in them to rest. And let the goodness flourish. I call back. I can hit the redial button. I'll do that. Hey, I'm going to give away some free food. What do I got to do? Like, got to get some kind of special permit? You guys going to arrest me like you did this guy on TV? Wow. Get a clue and honor the Constitution and our rights.
Do you think it's harassment yet? This is just the beginning.
You stupid fucking parasite. Get a fucking job that you produce something somebody wants to pay you for, you stupid cunt. Stupid lazy bitch. Get to work, you fucking cunt. It's 6 minutes after 9. The rest of the world has to be on time, not you fucking gumtards. You piece of shit. Suck my dick, bitch. Stupid fucking cunt. Stupid bitch. Fucking communist. Parasite. Fucking suck the government tip. Stupid bitch. Yeah, I'm an outside agitator, you fucking cunt. Agitate this, bitch. Fucking cunt.
Oh my God.
To the phone, you stupid cunt. Fucking coward. Start up a bunch of shit and you can't answer the phone, can you, fucking coward? Anybody shit on your fucking face today? That's all you deserve, right? Stupid bitch.
Would you let somebody talk to your mom like that? How about your daughter?
This is for the chief of police in Hawks Cove, Texas. Fuck you, you asshole. Now, do you find that offensive? Would you like to give me a ticket for being disorderly? Go ahead and fuck you.
After months of this, City Hall started blocking the phone numbers of some of the habitual callers. And then this happened.
You better fucking think twice before you block Eric's fuck Top Grant.
Here he is. Here he is. Hold on. Can you pause that, Pat?
Train wreck. And you
Of course, they have to get Eric Brandt involved in this. Like, you know, who is the king of harassing phone calls to court officials, government officials? Eric Brandt. Like, I mean, it's just mind blowing. And as I understand, like, there is a huge volume of these calls, you know, like hundreds and hundreds of these calls. What do you guys think about this so far?
Pretty deplorable.
Oh my God, it's awful.
Like, I just don't understand how you would expect to get anywhere conducting any business like this. Like, you don't call people and act this way if you expect to really get anything in return.
I want to go on a rant, if that's okay.
Go for it.
Who the fuck does this guy think he is to call himself a watchdog, first of all? You don't have the constitutional right to be an harassing cunt. And the fact that he's using charity to pass on that harassing cunt message, shame on that
I agree.
cocksucker.
Amen.
Yeah, and I think that's part of, like, you know, the food that they're trying to give out are like raw sweet potatoes, carrots, you know, things, oranges. And, you know, it's not so much that that people can't use food, but that's perishable food that isn't going to really help people out past a couple days. I don't think that the intention here was really charity. And the fact of the matter is, whether you agree or disagree with the system in its current state, there are a lot of places where if you are passing out food, you have to get a permit. And that's a whole different conversation as to whether or not that's ethical, moral, or practical, but that is how it stands today. So if you really want to pass out food, right, then in order to accomplish that without any, you know, issues and complications to really get to your mission of passing out food, you have to get a permit first. And he knew this and yet failed to do so. Like, what do you expect to get past that?
Well, I don't know if he failed. You know, it seemed like he kind of misinterpreted what he was doing. He said it was for charitable purposes, yet he's holding political signs, trying to get his message out there on the entrapment of charity.
Yeah,
I love that judge that came in there and freaking told him off.
Right. Yeah, he can't be honest. And Otto has, like I said, he has an extensive record. This week, I think we're going to put out a video just kind of detailing that. His name is Winston Wellesley Knowles. He is 33 years old. And he has a really, really deplorable criminal background that includes just child abuse, spousal abuse, and child endangerment, you know, as well as the sort of, you know, refusing to ID, disorderly conduct, the rest of the stuff that kind of comes with this sovereign citizen and First Amendment audit thing. But, you know, he's not a great guy, and he's definitely not somebody that you look at and go, yeah, he's really charitable, and he's definitely not somebody who's particularly honest. I think it's just comical that they get Eric Brandt in there too, because that's one way to take a situation and make it go from bad to worse.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. As soon as I watched this video for the first time, when I heard Eric Brandt's voice, I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe that they went and got him. Yeah. I mean, the one dude was bad. See, there's definitely some. The thing about this is, I don't know what the Texas laws are, but you can definitely, at least a couple of people that were calling back repeatedly, if you can figure out who they are, they can definitely be charged with harassing phone calls. You know.
All right, we can listen to Eric Brandt's call, I guess. So the same thing. The first time I watched this, as soon as I heard Eric Brandt, I was like, of course, here we go.
Yeah, right.
You can't afford Eric fuck Brandt. Ask Westminster how much they spent to fight me. Millions! You don't sell enough meth in that city to pay me. You better do your fucking shit, because I'm coming to get you. Okay, so now not only did you block Mr. Knowles, but you instantly blocked me. You done fucked with the wrong bitch today. I'm coming down to Hot Cove today. You better have guns drawn, bitches, because I'm going to make a fucking mess out of your goddamn city. What the fuck is wrong with you people? Huh? Tell that fucking two-bit floozy whore that she better fix her shit. Because... Hello, my name is Eric Brandt, and I'm assisting Winston Knowles with his legal representation, and you have 24 hours to
unblock his phone number from your city, or we're going to file a claim against you. You don't get to do that. If you think I'm fucking kidding, well, think what you want. There's only 500 people in your town. You can't afford for me to come to town, bitch.
Oh my God.
Fix your shit.
All of this is not an isolated incident. These frauders routinely give the phone numbers to city agencies and encourage their followers to call. Let's listen to Otto himself making one such phone call.
Jacobs County Sheriff's Office.
Yes, I was wondering if any sheriff deputies have committed suicide this week.
I'm sorry, what?
I was wondering if any of your dirty little piggies have shot themselves in the fucking head this week.
I don't know what you're talking about, sir.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Is it?
Yes.
What can I help you with?
You could send some armed men to stop shutting down businesses. That would be awesome. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure that those guys in the you hung up because I had something. Oh, you didn't hang up. Hey, I'm sorry. Some other band of gang members masquerading as legitimate law enforcement is calling me. I have to take this call. I'm sorry. Please commit suicide. Hello.
Hello, this is Corporal Freeman with the Liberty, South Carolina Police Department.
Oh, excellent.
We received a call from this number. Is there something I can help you with, sir?
Potentially, you said Liberty, South Carolina.
Yes, sir, it is.
Oh, I was trying to get a hold of Pickens. That's right, town Pickens.
Okay. Now, my dispatcher, we dispatch telecommunications for both agencies, Pickens, South Carolina Police Department, and the Liberty, South Carolina Police Department.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so if you, I guess the only way you'd be able to help me is to send a message to the Pickens chief of police and ask them to, I don't know, jump off a cliff or, I guess, I mean, I guess they could draw their sidearms, but that gets messy, and that's just not fair to the citizens of their town.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey.
I can pass this along for you. Can I get your information?
You're so cute. No, I would rather not be put on any more lists than I already have been. This is basically just a reminder that if you keep poking people, eventually people are going to have enough of that shit.
So ask yourself, do you want these people in your town? Do you want them calling your city hall while they are trying to process the deed to your new house, or filing your marriage license, or finalizing adoption paperwork for the newest member of your family? We love to point and laugh at these idiots getting arrested. I love it as much as anybody. But let's look at the words from someone from this small town that is under siege. The staff for this city, myself included, have been terrorized by these people. Every single staff member is having anxiety issues over this. Most have been treated medically and are being medicated. This has gone far beyond what could be considered normal behavior. We've been relentlessly tormented, and the harassment continues. You know that they are desperate when someone reaches out to my little channel for help. Again, please share this video far and wide, and maybe something will be done about this nonsense.
Oh, okay. So that's the next one.
Why do I have so many haters?
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's all right. We'll discuss. So yeah, I mean, that is just absolutely ridiculous there. And one of the things that bother me the most is when Eric Brandt so they started all this under the guise of wanting to help these people out, this poorest town in Texas, under, the guise of charity. We want to hand out food. We want to help the people in this town. Then Eric Brandt is leaving these messages saying, you only have 500 people in your town. You can't afford to fight me. I hope you have millions of dollars. Like, that is just, you don't want to help this community. You want to hurt this community at that point, because you're acknowledging they don't have the resources to deal with you, and you're going to do it anyway.
Yeah, but that's Brandt's MO.
Right.
Oh, it's just it just I was so disgusted with all this stuff, especially after hearing the testimony from the staff, because I don't know exactly how long this has been going on, but if this has been going on for months, I mean, I guarantee you these people have never dealt with anything like this before until now, and it must be just really freaking bothersome,
especially in a small town.
Right. In a small town, the waste of resources, and I really want to address the comment about redress your government. That's the big debate. This is redressing your government. There's clearly a line between redressing your government and harassment, and morals and integrity and ethics. And harassment is what we just heard. It wasn't redressing your government and being professional and filing a complaint and, going from there. That's harassment.
Right. Yeah, and so I did pull up the penal code in Texas for harassment. It's section 4207, and a person commits an offense if with intent to harass, annoy, alarm, abuse, torment, or embarrass another. The person, one, initiates communication, and in the course of that communication makes a comment, request, suggestion, or proposal that is obscene, right? Two, threatens in a manner reasonably likely to alarm the person receiving the threat, to inflict bodily injury on the person, or to commit a felony against the person, a member of that person's family or household, or the person's property. Conveys in a manner reasonably likely to alarm the person receiving the report a false report, which is known to the conveyor to be false, that another person has suffered death or serious bodily injury. 4, causes the telephone of another to ring repeatedly or makes repeated telephone communications anonymously or in a manner reasonably likely to harass, annoy, alarm, abuse, torment, embarrass, or offend another. 5, makes a telephone call and intentionally fails to hang up or disengage the connection. 6, knowingly permits a telephone under the person's control to be used by another to commit an offense under this section. Or 7, sends repeated electronic communications in a manner reasonably likely to harass, annoy, alarm, abuse, torment, embarrass, or offend another. And that's what they were doing. They were making repeated, obscene, harassing phone calls to the station. The station tries to alleviate the problem by blocking these phone numbers. And, another thing that they're not really taking into account is they don't live in this town. They have no reason to contact this police department. They don't live in this town. They're never going to need to render emergency services from this police department. It's just not going to happen. So there's no reason for them to have to call anyway. I don't think that it's a big deal that they blocked the number. I mean, that was clearly to try to alleviate the problem of these repeated harassing phone calls as defined by Texas Penal Code Section 4207.
I mean, with all that abuse, I'm really surprised the FBI hasn't been involved. Or maybe they are, and I don't know.
I'd say we don't always know. They don't always disclose that.
More than likely, because I'm guessing so. In the state of Georgia here, we have the GBI, which is the state investigative agency. And I think for Texas, it's the Texas Rangers. And I'm sure because the town has limited resources, they're probably investigating this.
Right. And I mean, I still don't, I would like to know at this point, because this obviously happened, I believe, in 2018. I mean, we have the incident report. I can pull it up again, but, how is this done any good for that community? And I think the clear and resounding answer is it hasn't done any good for that community. I mean, when they show up to this town, the community members themselves are calling the police. And so they don't want you there. You're not helping them, right? You're not helping the police. You haven't affected any change. And so, I mean, they were charged with harassment, and rightfully so, I guess. So, I mean, I think at this point, a lot of the auditors that were involved in this they have a lot to talk about. So we should probably think about diving in because, Otto the Watchdog obviously has quite the record. James Allen Springer is involved in this as well, too. Rod Texas News was involved in this. David Boren, one of our favorites, was involved in this. And, of course, Eric Brandt. Yeah. Yeah.
Just a lovely cast of characters right there.
Yeah.
You wonder why me and D-Gen don't want to show our face, Kate.
Why?
Well, you just read off like an extensive record of retards in this community. You think that's a safe thing to do? Jesus.
I don't really care. I don't know. I mean, this stuff merits exposure, so we're gonna do it, safe or not. And I mean, they can, like I said, my information is out there. Come to my house. I really don't care. Most of you can't afford to anyway out there in Texas. Great. All right. So, any other thoughts on this?
Stop harassing people. If you want to get your message across, there's definitely a way to without being a dick or harassing.
Yeah, they just don't realize that.
Yep. I mean, and personally, the thing is disturbing the peace or, some places they call it disorderly conduct, whatever, it's a charge that can be kind of, a little bit up in the air. Like you can kind of play around with it. So I can understand if he was mad for getting cited for that. But at the same time, he clearly, and he said so himself, he came they're the intention of not to stir shit up, basically. You know,
Right.
I mean, so at the same time, I really don't, and I think the judge knew that, and that's why his citation went through. So,
well, we finally found someone worse than Glenn.
I don't know if that's accurate.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Hey, now, yeah, calm down. But I mean, he reminds me a lot of Ian McGuire. Honestly, this one, the same sort of behavior pattern, and it didn't work out well for McGuire. So, eventually, this catches up. And like I said, I agree. El Sancho is a better host than me.
No comment.
I think that it really does merit a closer look at Otto the Watchdog, because like I said, he's just he hasn't come across our radar. I've been aware of him. Sorry, Joshua Duffy's comment just threw me off. We've been aware of him, but we haven't given him the attention he deserves. Joshua Duffy, I agree. Always the stupid names. Freedom Now, Right Alive, Free News. It is the sign of a cunt channel, in my opinion. I agree. I do. And like this isn't news. I mean, anytime Freedom News Now, Houston, News New England, like none of you people do anything that has anything to do with the news whatsoever. Like whatever you choose to do in your jobless, worthless lives is not actually newsworthy. It's not news. Take the word news out of your name. Like we don't have the news in our name because this isn't the fucking news. Right. So moving on. What do we have next? I think we already saw it. So, yep, Furry Potato. This one's going to get me fired up. I was quite upset about this one. Yeah. Angry Kate coming in hot.
Kill shot.
Yeah.
Angry Kate's the best Kate.
Sometimes.
Why do I have so many haters? Because I'm transgender.
Oh yeah, that's
I
it.
can't stand transgender people. I can't stand it. They want transgender people to just be in the closet and just be lucky we're allowed to exist. Be lucky you're able to be existing in our world. Transgender freak. That's why. So look at the chats when like math, Hey Beach Gal, they try to be all prim and proper because they don't want to get shut down. Thanks, Baka. But they try to be all prim and proper, but then you look at their chat, what they allow on the chat, what they allow on the comments. Hey, Cybertron. Yeah, you got that right, Celador. So you look at what's allowed on these comments and on these live stream panels and on the live stream chat. It's all about transgender hate. That's what it is. I mean, look at it. I mean, they can say anything they want. But when it's in the chat, hey, Nikki Dunn, and it's in the comment section where they have control over it and they still allow it to be up there, it's about the anti-transgender hate. Hey, Twilight, appreciate it.
Okay. Yeah. So this really got me fired up, you guys. It really did. I was quite offended by this because I have never once used Furry Potato's gender identity as a talking point, nor would I ever. And the idea that she sits there and goes, oh, they try to be prim and proper. Bitch, I don't know what show you're watching, but there's not an ounce of prim nor proper in me. I curse like a sailor. I show up looking a mess. You're literally saying that because we have some comments in our chat that I will admit, we have some comments that look transphobic. I don't know what to say about that. I don't control what other people say. I do not heavily moderate my comment section, and I do that for a reason. Number one, I personally support the LGBT community. I am quite liberal. Just because I feel that way doesn't mean that you're going to feel that way. It is not my place to shove my opinions and my views and my feelings down your throat. It's just not my place. So, thanks, Kesu. Yeah, but it's just not my place. And so obviously I feel that my views on this are correct. You may not agree. I don't know. I'm not always right. I'm not going to try to take people's beliefs out from underneath them and silence them based on that, because that's not how you change anyone's mind. Anyone watching, I hope that at one point that you would decide in your own heart and mind to judge people based on the merits of their character and not things like their race or sexual preference or gender identity, because that's how I like to live my life. But I can't force you to do that. And I'm certainly not going to silence your beliefs on my chat so that you feel more deeply entrenched in them, because that is where this hatred comes from. You can feel very, very strongly against the transgender community. And if I say, nope, not here, not today, sir, you walk off all pissed off going, there's a big conspiracy. People are trying to force this lifestyle down my throat. I don't want to do that on my chat. I hope that you come back and you listen to me and you at least consider viewing things the way that I do, but I can't force you to do that. I do not care that Furry Potato is transgender. I have always used her preferred pronoun. I've always considered her to be a transgender woman and nothing else. And I have never used that as a talking point or anything derogatory towards her, nor will I. And it's not because I don't want to get shut down, because I do plenty of shit that could probably get us shut down. It's because that's what I believe. So Zoe, fuck you twice for even saying that. I don't dislike you because you're transgender. I dislike you because you're an antagonistic, hateful, sexist, racist piece of shit. That's why I hate you. That's why I hated you yesterday. That's why I hate you today. And that's why I'm going to fucking hate you tomorrow. It has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that you were transgender. End of story. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Wow.
Awesome.
That really
you
made me
really
mad,
feel,
though.
Kate.
Really made me mad. The kind of gaslighting that goes on there. You know what? Like, this is the same woman though that literally, like, she sees a woman sitting in her own driveway filming her. That's all. Furry comes up to this woman filming her. The woman films Furry back, and she's sitting there calling her a whore, talking about her vagina, zooming in on her genitals. You know, saying that you're in this neighborhood because your vagina is used up. How dare you? How dare you look at this woman and assume that she had to sleep with somebody to get into the neighborhood and status that she's in? That's ridiculous and sexist. Go fuck you. No, we don't need Furry for content. We talk about Furry because it's pertinent to us. And I will lick whatever boots I please. Thanks.
Take a bow.
Man. I just don't understand what, I mean, literally, people can't get in their head. Again, we have said it many times, you know, like I said, Zoe Perez, we don't, it has nothing to do with her gender identity. It has everything to do with what kind of person she is, harassing people, doing all kinds of disgusting, horrible things. And how about when Zoe Perez went on 9/11 and pretended to be an Arab person from the Middle East and wearing a freaking shamag around and pretending to speak Arabic and being insensitive to that culture? I mean, seriously, you know, and she harasses people. Like, she went and harassed people at a Jewish center too. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Oh yeah, she's one of the most bigoted people that I have seen in action, really, honestly, perpetuating the anti-Muslim sentiments on 9/11, which is already, you know, just incendiary, terrible behavior that does absolutely no good. And just, you know, and the thing about Furry is she will incite these reactions, and then on her chats, which she controls, the free speech activist, she will silence dissenting opinions, which does then lead people, they walk away. Like, you haven't changed their minds. You haven't said, oh no, like, I really made this person think that, really, you know, I'm really thinking about this now. They're pissed off going, I have a thought, I have a feeling, my thoughts and feelings are being censored, therefore I must be right, and this, you know, this is scary to you, so you're silencing it. I simply won't do that. And to be fair, I don't censor comments that are negative about me. Like, you know what I mean? I get called plenty of names all the time. I get called fat. Robin Thompson is in here right now, probably with her grammatical abortions, talking about my triple chins and what else. Like, I let you guys say what you want. And I'm not claiming to be a free speech absolutist, but I know enough to know, like, you have to let people say what they're going to say. It doesn't mean that I agree with it. It doesn't mean that I co-sign it. Trust me, like, I do not appreciate transphobic comments in the chat, but you're allowed to say it, and I'm going to accept it. You know, we don't always even censor racist comments. I'm clearly not a racist, you know what I mean? But these people come in. We have a guy that used to come in and relentlessly harass me, and his screen name was Negro Locksmith. Very racist, very, very offensive and derogatory towards me, but I can appreciate it. I don't want an echo chamber, and I certainly don't want to have people leaving my chats feeling more deeply entrenched in their own bias and hate. I just don't want to do that.
How do you follow that?
Vital's killing me here. He says, "Don't listen to Rob and Kate. Keep your chins up." I mean, honestly, though, you can have a thick skin. But I mean, that's Furry just playing the victim as always.
I haven't commented on Furry ever.
Yeah, do it.
I think
Do it.
you know, I think the trying to figure out how to word it. I think she's weaponizing everything that she is and spewing exactly what she's weaponizing. What I mean by that is she has a free pass to do and say whatever she wants because she's transsexual. And I think that is immoral, disgusting, and wrong. It's wrong for the people who, you know, don't get discriminated against and just lash out at people. You don't treat people like shit. You have to treat people like human beings, and you have to be a humanized human being with a camera or not a camera. And I think it's immoral and disgusting that she always falls back to that. It's sort of like the race card. It's sort of like a lot of things where you disagree with someone, you're automatically a racist. It's like, wait a minute, slow down here. I think the fact that she does nothing but spew hate and disgusting things, and then she goes ahead and hides behind the camera and motivates her team to spew that same thing and make accusations, and yet says it's all about freedom of speech, and then comes after you guys for things that you have no control over. I just think it's hypocritical, and I think the moral and integrity problem is severely lacking with Miss Furry Potato and her crew, and it's the car crash mentality. People love it, and I think that's a problem in society right now, is a lot of people are entertained by vile, disgusting hate. You know, they'd rather see, you know, someone get called a disgusting name than others, you know, than play with puppies right now. That's the society we're in, and I just think it's wrong and immoral. And we as humans can do better, and I just think we need to stop hiding behind labels, and that's exactly what she's doing. She's hiding behind her label, which is absolutely bullshit.
Yeah, and I don't like to play the identity politics game, because I try to just judge people based on my opinions and my feelings of, you know, who they are as people. You know, we interact with a lot of different people on here in the chats and Discord. We have people, you know, we have members of the LGBT community in our little community here. We have people of all different races, you know, sexual orientations, gender, people on both ends of the political spectrum. You know, I like right now sitting on panel with me, I have some Trump supporters. I am not. That's cool. You know what I mean? We're a pretty open-minded group, and it does just really deeply disturb me that Furry Potato continues to fall back on this sort of stuff, because I would feel the same way whether Furry Potato identified as a man or a woman or non-binary, fluid, whatever. It does not matter to me. It just matters to me that you are going out and doing these terrible, hateful things. And I understand that Furry is very upset because she cannot silence or control us. We have challenged her. We're a small channel. We get reminded of that constantly, and we are just constantly the thorn in her side. And I enjoy that position very much. I do. And we will continue to annoy her and cause, you know, trouble for her, because what she's doing, I am morally opposed to, absolutely morally opposed to. And talking to people that she has affected, I mean, she really bothers people in public and makes them feel unsafe, uncomfortable, embarrassed, ashamed, accosted, violated. Like, you shouldn't wake up in the morning and have that be your objective. You just shouldn't.
It's the piece of shit mentality. You know, it doesn't matter what's between your legs or what you put in your mouth. If you're a piece of shit, you're a piece of shit.
I agree with MM Jack here. So, you know, social media has allowed sociopaths from all over the country to join their efforts to retaliate against society for what they went through in their childhood. Yeah, you see a lot of this, you know, just people who are clearly angry at the world, and they want to take it out on other people. And, you know, I'm not okay with that. I'm just not, you know, your average Joe going to work every day, or, you know, walking down the street or something. They did not ask for this negative attention. Don't give it to them. They didn't ask for it. And this is not news. This isn't newsworthy. I never watch an auditor channel like Furry Potato or Josh Abrams or some of the other ones we talk about and walk away thinking, wow, I feel very informed right now. Thank you for teaching me that. Or feeling like, you know, wow, that was really a compelling news broadcast. Or, you know, even thinking to myself, like, wow, they really made a difference there. Like, you know, there's absolutely no social or political change that is being mobilized through this behavior. They're not informing anyone of anything other than what, you know, just unrepentant jackasses they are.
Well, it's the education versus entertainment debate that we've always talked about. You know, are you educated or are you entertained? But I think there's a line of entertainment before it gets, you know, immoral and unethical. And I think what we're discussing now is immoral and unethical. and shouldn't be labeled as entertainment because it's clearly not educational.
Yeah, I mean, you know, at what cost do we entertain? You know what I mean? At what cost? Because I mean, if you have that, the number of people that walk away from these interactions not not feeling very entertained at all, right, far exceeds, I think, the benefit to this entertainment. It's foul. It's nasty all the time. And you want to talk about people's comment sections. Furry Potato's comment section is one of the most toxic environments I've ever seen in my life. She perpetuates this harassment on people, and they egg her on and congratulate her. Should we hold her accountable for that too, or does she not have any control over that?
Yeah, they're all telling her to spice people.
Right. Yeah, they're egging her on to pepper spray people in the face. They're egging her on to call people names, to throw homophobic and sexist slurs at them. You know, things that you will never hear come out of my mouth. And frankly, I could have an entire comment section full of people right now egging me on to say and believe transphobic things, and it's not going to change the way that I behave. So, I mean, I don't know what more you could really ask from me. I can't control what other people in my comment section are saying. I can control how I respond to it and what I put out. And regardless whether or not, I don't know how many people are here right now, but yeah, so the 350 people that are watching, if every single one was saying, you know, let's dehumanize Furry Potato because she's a transgender, it still wouldn't prompt me the background. It wouldn't prompt me to do it. You know what I mean? And so, I mean, I stay in control of my own behavior. That's all that anyone can do. Fuck you, Furry. I hate this bitch. I consider you female enough that I would fist fight you, Furry. I would.
I'd like to see that.
I'm not really a fighter. I don't want to. I'm just saying, if it were to happen, I wouldn't find it objectionable. Not that I really believe in the whole, you know, oh no, you can't hit a girl like if it's mutual combat or whatever. But I would consider it a cat fight. I would consider it two girls enough. So, anyway, moving on.
This next guy, freaking media. Do you know who he is, Kate?
No, he's brand new. Somebody. So I do want to take a minute here, and thank you for that. Kind of prompted me. First of all, we reached 11,000 subscribers. That was all of us. Thank you guys so much. We make a great team. I'm pleased with myself and each and every one of you. And because we're such a great team, we have people that send in clips to the inbox for us to take a look at and consider. So this one came in, and I did want to watch it. This is the first time I've ever seen this guy. He was actually pretty hard to find. He's pretty obscure, but the person that sent this in had some real feelings about it. So I just wanted to watch it and kind of discuss it and see how we feel about this guy, and, you know, see if we should look into him further or not. We can all decide together because we are a team. All of us. So
I tried to edit it down for time, but there's just a lot of good stuff in it. So if we have to skip around, I will.
Okay.
You know, I don't want to talk. I don't answer questions.
Hey, I'm just saying.
No, just go say to them, I didn't call you.
All right.
I don't answer questions. I don't need to be told directives. I know not to run with scissors, eat yellow snow, beat my wife. I don't care. Ignore him. Don't wave. It's none of his fucking business what we're doing.
You didn't ask what we're doing.
Yeah, he did.
Did he?
Yes. You can't. You cannot. You can go back in your car and leave me alone. Thanks. Don't want to be on the camera. Don't come up to the camera. Get out of the road. Don't get hit. Get away from me. Thank you. Don't block the sidewalk. Well, then go get back in your car. All right, you call the police.
Call the police on people doing something.
You do that.
By the Constitution.
Hey, I want you to go set up over there on the corner. Don't block the sidewalk. Well, that didn't take long to make a snowflake melt down, did it?
Thank you, Grebo345.
All right, freaking media coming to you live again. We're here at Stateside Wellness. for a First Amendment audit. We are on a public sidewalk. Gentleman come out to his car, asked me what I was doing, asked if he could help me. I told him he can't help me. Go back in his car. He didn't want to be on camera. And now they're going to send out these fellas, and I'm going to checkmate them because they're playing checkers and I'm playing chess.
Can I help you out with anything?
No, sir.
Okay, just hanging out today?
Yep.
All right, sounds good. Hey. Okay.
What?
Get the fuck out of here, you uncrazy asshole.
Hey, you see that? Sit and spin on it, buddy. Shut up and leave me alone. Shut up and get your weed and go home. Shut up and go home and leave me the hell alone. It's all right, you're going to be a star today, buddy. Shut up. Yep.
Someone asked what it is, the place is. I think it's a marijuana dispensary, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Fucking snowflake. Shut up.
Beat your ass.
I wish they would try. How about that? Why don't you give it a try? Otherwise, shut up. Dumbass. Ain't nobody even talking to you. Nobody cares about your opinion. Nobody cares about your opinion, buddy. You're causing a disturbance. Nothing. He ain't gonna say shit. He's causing a disturbance.
You want to talk all that shit, but he ain't got nothing to say to me.
No.
Man, I'm that. I feel left out.
This is
tough
frickin'
guys,
media.
man.
Hold on, I'll send. Yeah.
Oh, every time you bring out a camera. There you go, freedom to film. There's his plate number, buddy. You want a picture?
Yeah, just a few. You need one or anything?
No, I got one. Thanks, though, man. Appreciate it. Is that your IQ or your shoe size? I'm not sure. That's right. You know, if you just kept your mouth shut, I wouldn't even have recorded you.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, you're right. You got freedom of speech, and so do I. And all I was doing was recording. I didn't even say nothing to him. Nothing.
Okay. So, you know.
I don't want to talk. I don't answer questions.
Hey, I'm just saying.
No, just go say to them, I didn't call you.
All right.
I don't answer questions. I don't need to be told directives. I know not to run with scissors, eat yellow snow, beat my wife. I know all that.
Okay. Yep.
They called you, deal with them, not me. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you. You don't need to give me directives. I'm a grown-ass man. Bye. You're dismissed. See ya.
Oh, there we go.
You're dismissed. You're dismissed. You're dismissed. You're dismissed. You're dismissed. I'm not in the parking lot. You're dismissed. Bye. If it was the 5th, I'd be drunk now, wouldn't I? Bye. Bye. Dumbass cops. Always got to give somebody a directive. Tell me to not do what I'm not doing. That's so fucking smart. I want to talk to the police. I'm done talking to the police. They ain't nothing but tyrants. See, I'll be here after they leave, just so you know.
I love it. I could have handled it better, I suppose. Like, get the you acted like a child the whole time. Oh my god, I hate this guy already.
I don't want to block the sidewalk, you know.
Oh yeah, true.
They might want to write me a ticket for that. I think I just pissed them off. But all cops are that way. They got to come up to you and give you a directive and tell you to not do what you're not doing.
He sounds like that guy PDF. It's not him though, is it?
No,
No,
this
it's not Purdle.
This is frickin' media. FRICN media. So to his benefit, I guess we'll give him credit. At least he doesn't have the word news in his name, because this fucking parking lot is not news. Here's the thing too, right? So, I mean, actually, I can fairly say at this point, not that many people in the chat may or may not know this because we moved on from this, but I wrote for a blog for a while. It was heavily centered around like kind of public shaming, right? And I justified that in my head the whole time by saying, well, don't do things that you could be shamed for in public if you don't want to be publicly shamed. And I've changed my opinion since then pretty dramatically, but now this is like taking a step further. All you have to do is literally be in a parking lot, and that's enough to be broadcast, blasted all over the internet, degraded and shamed. Like, these people literally aren't doing anything except sitting in a parking lot. This is not news. This is not news. And, I think about it in those terms, because do I regret my time writing about people for what they commented on a Facebook town page? Yeah, I do. I honestly can say that I do. I don't even know how I would feel if I was just going to parking lots and arbitrarily filming people and then shitting all over them when they're just minding their business.
You have better things to do.
Right. Well, I mean, yes, I try to.
Hey, Schrodinger's cat's in the chat now.
Yeah.
Hey, Schrodinger's cat, thank you so much for your help on that town in Texas. He really did a great job, guys. I really have to, I know I said like, oh, I'll credit you, but he deserves a ton of credit just for the work that he did on that. It was really fantastic.
Yeah, that was one of his best videos.
It was very thorough and very good. And he's highlighting something that was pretty disturbing.
So my question, again, like, it's very similar to like Furry. And what is the point of auditing a weed dispensary? Again, I just want to know.
There is none.
I can't discern one. No.
Well, they're fishing for a reaction. It's clear.
I mean, yeah.
They're fishing. It's a fishing expedition where they're fishing for some drama to get on film, because drama equals content equals higher views. I always have said this. I'm never going to go after your right to film in public, but I am going to go after you being a fucking asshole and a fuckwit. And that's another issue we're having with people like this, where they're just instigating cunts and they go out of their way and be assholes. And that steps over the line.
I mean, it really is just that constant hunt for content and wanting to put something out and wanting to put something, that's conversation worthy and controversial. And, I can't stress enough, like I've been there, done that in a different venue, but the fundamentals are still the same, right? That you're looking for things that aren't newsworthy, but they're, conversation worthy, and you're going to try to pass it off as news. And it's not right to do. People are entitled to a certain level of privacy. People are entitled to a certain level of control over their own public persona and reputation and image and all that, their likeness. We should not so freely take from them. And that's what I'm watching with a lot of these auditors, is they're encountering complete strangers in public who aren't doing anything noteworthy, and they're going to continue to poke for a reaction so that it becomes noteworthy and then blast it all over the internet. That's not okay. It's one thing when it's police, which I've always been opposed to, right? Because they're people too. They're just doing their job. Leave them alone. Stop trying to bait them into these interactions. But it takes it to a whole different level when, like, these people are just average citizens. They did not put on a badge and uniform or choose a profession to where this could be a job hazard. You know what I mean? They're literally just going about their everyday lives, and they're being victimized regardless. It's not cool.
Gosh, Kate, don't let anybody hear you say that you think police are people. Jeez.
Yeah, I know. Burn me at the stake.
I mean, it comes down to the investigate versus instigate. If you're going to investigate and, document and you mind your business and not be a part of the story unless your rights are violated, I'm cool with you. But if you go out of your way to instigate and be a fucking
right,
cunt,
and at this, marijuana dispensary or guys, I thought it was a convenience store, but in this parking lot, what merits investigation there? What are they investigating?
Yeah, no, it's kind of crazy because it's like, okay, I would get it. Like, for example, if they were investigating, like, oh, the weed dispensary, supposedly they'd been putting something in their product and it's making people sick or something like that or whatever, and they're maybe they're doing something different. Like they're going in the store actually with like a camera and like trying to. Or they're getting documents or whatever, but they're just filming in the parking lot, that the building, like
right. And that is private property, and yes, you can be trespassed, and yes, the property owners can decide whether or not they want you to be there, and you can step onto the sidewalk. And what people seem to be believing out of these auditors, which again, another thing that's on the agenda for this week, hopefully we'll get it done, is debunking, is you can be trespassed from public property in some instances. The fallacy that you can't trespass me from public property is just wildly inaccurate. There are numerous circumstances in which you can be asked to leave or cease filming in situations and places that would be considered public, right? Like you do not have absolute rights to film or cause a disturbance wherever you go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, you can be trespassed from public property.
Yeah, I was talking to someone last night who did a kind of a cop watch, film the police with an individual who we discussed earlier, and I flat out told him that it was disturbing the peace,
right?
And that's not okay, and you can get trespassed when you cross over that line of disturbing the peace, and it's problematic beyond belief.
Right, and you don't have the right to harass no matter what. That's correct. So I guess I'm just getting we'll probably wrap this up soon, but I know it looks like you have another video queued up, Pat.
Yeah, we had a request for the 11K subscribers video.
And I'm glad they did, because so there's a story behind this, and I'm glad that I remembered this. So yeah, we can play that, and then we'll talk about this, and that's a good way to wrap up, I think.
Hey, it's Drew Bledsoe here, reaching out to the team at the Masshole Report. Great name, by the way. I hear you just hit 11,000 subscribers in just 6 months, man. Great work. Sounds like you really beat the odds and overcame a lot as a team, man. You know what? It was true when I was playing, and it's still true now in business and whatever you're doing. If you've got the right team, man, you can overcome any odds. So the Gaff Pack wanted me to reach out and tell you guys congratulations. Keep up all the good work, and keep the faith, man. Cheers. Bye.
All right, so
how awesome is that?
That's cool. Awesome. But now I would direct everyone's attention to the bottom left corner there, right? It says Cameo. There's a watermark, and we reposted this. We purposely did not take out that Cameo because obviously, like, I don't know Drew Bledsoe. That's insane. Like, he's not watching our channel. So there's a website called Cameo where you can essentially pay for like an e-card from certain celebrities. The reason that we actually posted that to the channel is we had gotten it as a gift from the Gaff Pack, which is a group of people that support the show under they're kind of their own thing, and hopefully they come on the show at some point. But they got together, got us this thing. It was really nice. I appreciate it. 11,000 subscribers in 6 months. Like, yeah, I'm pretty proud of that. I other channels that I was affiliated with got to that in 4 years. So, I mean, that's a pretty good growth for me. I'm satisfied with it. Surely not the best, but not the worst that we could do either. But Furry Potato had put out a video with Danny Trejo, Machete, right? And he was saying he loves Furry Potato. This is a shout out to Furry Potato. They purposely put a Furry Potato logo over that Cameo watermark. And I just wanted to let Furry know that the internet is not full of complete fucking morons. Like, we know that you paid $125 for that. We can do that kind of shit too. Congratulations. Can you imagine though? I mean, like, really, like, going through the trouble of paying for that and then being like, I'm gonna crop that watermark so nobody knows where it came from to make it look like, I have an endorsement. Like, that's just classic Furry Potato. That's how disingenuous and dishonest this bitch is. So, I mean, I could pay Flavor Flav $250 to call you a cunt, Furry. I could do that.
If anybody wants to donate to do that, hit Kate up on Discord.
Right? Yeah, we'll crowdfund it. And I'm just kidding, but yeah, no. I mean, we that's what like it's that simple. Like
I
you
think
get
we
the fuck
just
out of
raised
here.
it, Kate. I'm pretty sure.
Did we just raise it? Oh well.
I'm pretty
Hey.
sure in an hour we'll get it for you.
Oh, I was
thank
gonna
you
say
for
if we raised it, I'll do it. Like, yeah, no, I'm like, if
Sancho says raise it, people. Let's
Okay.
go.
yeah,
Hey.
no, I mean, you donate money for something, and we'll get that something done for you, no problem.
Kate, Schrodinger's cat donated $5. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Schrodinger's cat. You didn't have to do that. You did. I'm like stumbling on my words today. I'm tired. We had a crazy night last night, but you donated a video to us that was more than enough, really.
Thank you, Finn Addict.
Yes, thank you, Fan Addict. Look at for Flava Flav. All right, yeah, no, I guess we're crowdfunding that now.
I'm posting the link right now. Oh, I'm not a mod. I can't post the link.
Oh, I don't
know.
even
I'll
have
post
the
it
link.
in private, Pat. You
Yeah,
post
it's whatever, but yeah, and as we'll talk about the mission because I was literally, guys, I was out till probably 1:30 in the morning yesterday. Like I'm just exhausted today, but we did some real crazy sleuthing, so we'll be talking about that. And the mission is not over yet. We're still going. But on that note, it is 8:08, I think that says, and it is about time to wrap it up because I know the Pats play at 8:20.
Yeah.
Any other last thoughts, questions, comments, concerns?
I'm live at 11. Almost at 1,000 subs, and it's cameo.com/flavorflav.
Nice put in chat.
Yeah.
How many till 1,000, Sancho?
Well, I'm like 110 away. I would
congratulations.
Josh says I won't get 1,000 subs, guys. Josh
Yeah.
Abrams said that Kate won't get 10K and Sancho won't get 1K. He said it all in one big titty sentence.
Yeah, well, I mean, we already surpassed that times 2. But hey, Asian, thanks for joining. Love to have you on board, guys. So our mission video, we're doing it in this order just so we all know what's going on here. So we will be putting the trailer for our mission on Patreon first, then it will become members only, and then we will be releasing it to the public over the course of like a day. So, Patreon will be the first, a couple hours later, it'll be members only, then it'll be public. So if you're a Patreon, we're trying to give you your money's worth. If you're a member, we want to do that too. If you just come by and see us for free, we still love you. We're not keeping anything from you. And Guimito, thanks, my guy. I know not everybody loves you, but I think you're okay, except for that whole thing you did with Lou and the fake car accident. That was pretty fucked up, but who doesn't do fucked up shit once in a while? All right. So on that note, I guess we're going to wrap things up. Pat, Matt, Degen, of course, good channel, Degeneration Nation. Sub to it if you haven't. And Sancho, same thing. Sub to him if you haven't. Thanks for joining me, you guys. Everybody in the chat, thanks for joining me. And we will see you on Thursday for a no holds bar Thursday throwdown. It will be pretty lowbrow per usual. So if you don't like that nasty nonsense, don't show up on Thursday. If you do, we will be there bringing the ruckus just for you. Have a good night, guys.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good
After
night.
party Discord.
Yep. Oh, and as always, we will have you in the Discord for our after party. If you haven't joined our Discord, the link is in the description of every video. Join on up. We go there after these studio sessions on the ride home. The cast, the crew, everybody. We hang out, we talk, we cause some trouble. Join us if you haven't already. We would be happy to have you. So after party in the Discord as always. And now I mean it for real. Good night, guys.
Good night.
Bye, guys.
Good night.